Angels don't lie. Here we are, guys. Happy Tuesday, and I can't pull off a note to save my life. But the fun thing is, I keep trying, and Kathy's now sitting across from me telling me don't sing. How are you all tonight? Welcome. Again, this is Jeannie Street. I'm here on KBJB Radio, and you're listening to Angels Don't Lie. The number to call in if you want to connect with your loved ones is, or to ask a question, have something to say, 646-891-5252. So tonight we're going to be talking about meditating with the angels. What does that look like and how you can do this at home? I'm also going to share a little bit of highlights from my Transcending Fear workshop that I did on Thursday, which was phenomenal. And I just want to give you a little insight in case you didn't get to watch it. And then I'm going to tell you where you can still find that. I have a wellness tip all planned out that you're going to just go crazy for. And that's it. That's it. Nothing else. So how are you all? Casey, how are you doing over there?
I am doing great over there. Little rain going down.
Over there.
Little rain coming down. Nice night to be inside.
I did a little Facebook Live, and I had the dogs outside because I didn't want them to bark, and then all of a sudden, Max, our big dog, he's the Mastiff, he starts whining outside, and I'm like, why is he whining? And I go and I let him in, and it's raining. You know, the sun's out, and it's raining. So, of course, he's a little wet and whatnot, so, of course, he barked during the live. You guys all got to hear him and me turn and yell at the dog. Oh, freaking dogs.
I get a little bit of that over here, too.
What's that?
I get a little bit of that dog barking once in a while over here, too.
Yeah, but your dog is so old it can barely bark.
You got a point there.
I know. He's like, ooh. Max still has that big, like, volume bark,
well,
you know, like,
the
oh
bass.
My gosh, you're afraid.
He's got the bass and it carries.
Yeah, he's a little scary. Well, you know, I feel like, anyways, that's just my feeling about that. Mm-hmm. So did you get a chance to watch the workshop? I know you had said you guys were traveling and you couldn't sign on to it.
I have not because I was volunteering all weekend for Haunted Trail and for church.
Okay. Yeah, and that's why I figured I'm going to go over those highlights because I know a lot of people didn't get a chance to watch it yet. And it's live until November 11th. So the cool thing is that I'm making it live. It's a free workshop, a really valuable workshop that I normally would just give to my Goddess members. And I'm giving it to everybody. I'm giving it to the public because I want you to have that experience of what it might look like inside of Goddess University. What would that membership entail? So what it would entail is a similar workshop with then some bonuses. You get to have like the full workbook. When you sign on to watch this Transcending Fear to Abundance, you'll get a partial workbook, and I'm going to go over that workbook with you now in a little bit. But if you decide you want to join and you want to be in that Goddess membership, you'll get that full workbook. You'll get the experience of having our live connection, which we do. Then that live connection is, say, a Facebook Live. Sometimes it's set up as a live meeting. Sometimes as a workshop itself, where the members can interact and ask questions, and we go over a topic. So that's just for members only. Question and answer time. Yeah, it's really quite incredible. And there's so many things. Right now there's 13 master classes inside of the university, which, if you look at it, they're each at least like a $199 to, and we don't have them completely priced out, but $199 basically to $299 between all of the workshops. That's a huge value, well over $3,000 just of workshops, and each month we add a brand new one. So, and I have guests that offer their workshops in there as well, so guest experts. So there's a variety between spiritual connections, spiritual growth, basic meditation stuff. There's, I'm losing myself here. There's art classes. There's also parent empowerment, which is really quite amazing. That's a great one, and that was a guest expert. So we have a few more lined up for the new year that are going to be coming in. Bam. And so basically the doors are open for you till November 11th, and then they're going to be closed down, and the price will end up increasing for the new year. So now is the time. If you wondered what it is, now is your time. Get in there, figure it out, see if you like it. No problem. You're going to love it. I know it. Casey, you haven't even been through, how many of the workshops have you been through?
About 2.5.
Yeah, and how you've been a member for a long time, so because they're so entailed, it really does take you a while, right?
Yes, and the part I like about is the workbook, because you have it physically there, and it can help you stay in your place and spend a little time on one part, and until you're ready to move on.
Yeah, and I feel like not everybody learns the same. That's why the workbooks were important. So some people are very visual. That's why they like to have the videos or the photos with the graphics. And some people need the workbooks in order to sit down and do a little bit of work. So there's journal prompts, there's guidance, so you're not left hanging. So you have that comfort level. And you can move as fast, as quickly as you want. Like you could breeze through if you want, or you can go nice and slow. So you have the option of either printing the workbooks or just viewing them. So if you're not like a paper person, you don't have to download it to print it. You can download it just on your device and read it through. I'm a tangible gal, so when I'm taking online workshops, I always print the workbook so I can go back, because it just takes me a little longer to take that information in. I'll listen to the workshop, then I'll go into the workbook, and then I might go back to the workshop again once I've gone through the workbook. So, yeah, it's great to be able to have that. And I'm a member of a couple different membership sites that are really, one is a business one, which I really like because it's really helped me to have that confidence in growing my business in certain ways and creating ads, like basic things that you don't normally help with. And yeah, fun. There it is. Blah 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 blah. That's what I feel like I'm doing. Blah blah blah.
It sounds great.
Sounds great. It sounds great, guys. It all sounds great. So I have an exciting thing also, because I'm such a creator and I don't my ideas. I'm always rolling here. On the first week of November, I'm going to bring you on another journey, and it's going to take that Transcending Fear to Abundance workshop to the next level. So in the Transcending Fear workshop, I took everybody on a little bit of a journey. We talked about what is abundance. We talked about that, basically that abundance is energy, abundance is love, abundance is not just wealth, but it's everything, right? It's when we feel the joy in our life and we recognize it, we are recognizing abundance. But our sense of lack comes from a belief system that's built up over time. It's not something that just happens overnight. So it takes from the time we're little to the time we are right here in this part of our life to create all of that stuff inside of us. Those whether they're patterns, conditions, thought system, fears, whatever they are. And so it takes a long time to build those up, and then to kind of undo them or break them down to understand why are we resisting certain things, or why are we not moving forward? Why aren't we receiving abundance when it seems like everybody else is around us? Then we have to start to say, okay, how can I take a look at my life? This is like a pain point, right? Don't you think, Casey? Like a pain point for a lot of people. I mean, we all experience that lack energy.
Yes, because it's how you process your input. You know what I mean? Are you going to take it as a positive or a negative? And if you continually be negative, it's not
right.
going to receive abundance. You're just going to keep getting more of what you're putting out to the universe, or what you feel like you're getting.
So our body, what we feel internally, what happens inside, that state of our internal being is the state of our external world. So if we're a hot mess internally, then our outer world is going to be a mess. I had this conversation with a dear friend this morning who's really struggling and kind of has lost some faith in that things can actually get better, because it seems like one thing after another is pulling the wind from beneath her sail. And she's like, well, I don't really feel like I don't feel like these things go away. I feel like, I might offer them a healing, but, it's not like just because I'm working on it doesn't mean it didn't happen. How does it even change it? So, for instance, it's childhood trauma for her. There's an experience of having to be the adult in her home for her parents at a very young age, and then they split up. So she's like an 11-year-old being the adult in the house. And the pain of that is the reflection of her life. She was always putting other people before her. And now there's this sense of lack, always receiving, like, bad news here, bad news. It just seems like she can't catch a break. So I was, reflecting on that inner world with her, going back over that, and she said, yeah, that all sounds so good, but really, does it mean anything? I've done this, I've tried to heal it, and it doesn't go away, it doesn't make a difference. And while she's right, sometimes it doesn't seemingly make a difference, because we'll go and we'll maybe forgive or we'll release it, but then it shows up again. And the complicated part of that is that our healing takes time. Our healing, true healing, takes a view on another level, right? So we might have healed one component of it, but then down the road, we might have to experience it again because we have to look at it from a different angle. And so while this event never will go away because it is something that happened to you, the energy of it will become distant. The energy of it will become less. It won't be the thing that's causing the internal chaos and affecting your external world. Does that make sense?
Yeah, if it keeps coming at you, and then now you can turn the cheek, then you're moving past it instead of it affecting you.
Sort of. It's not just about turning the cheek or like numbing it out. Like a lot of people will like bury it down, or they won't want to talk about it. They'll be like, oh yeah, that's in the past. Adjust my heating pad here. That was in the past. I don't have to worry about that, or go whatever, blah blah blah. So here, what will happen for me in a reading is when the angels will bring something forward in somebody's life, this block, this pain, this one thing, and they'll be like, yeah, I don't want to talk about that. But the angels say, yeah, but here's the thing: you're holding it, you're stuffing it down, and making it as if it's unimportant, when it's the one thing that's holding you back from really receiving. It's the one thing blocking the light. And so, crap, right? Yeah, Casey, here's the news. Did you get the memo? I'm going to be swearing tonight. Did you get the 411, Casey?
I got the pen ready.
Did you get it?
I'm ready.
So here it is. Crap, we're going to have to take responsibility and freaking do it again. We're going to have to go down deep. So one of the things I love to tell you is that, one, you're not alone in your hot mess. You're not the only one that's gone through pain, right? We each go through stuff. And what looks like somebody else has this great life and this stuff going on. I turned on the shredder with my leg. I have a shredder right by the desk my feet were up on, and I turned it on. I'm not shredding anything, I promise. Totally lost myself.
You're shredding those bad feelings.
I am shredding this stuff, guys. 646-891-5252 is the number to call, and let's talk. Let's connect you to your loved ones or the things that you want to talk about tonight. So where am I? Yeah. So what I tell you when I say about pain, and people will be like, yeah, you seem like they have it so easy. It looks your life looks so good, and I think that's a beautiful thing to say. But it's also a thing to say. It's also like a judgment, in a sense, because equally we all have pain. Equally we go through things, and while some people seem to heal better and looks like they have more, they still have their own stuff to go through. So here's that equality where love can connect us, where compassion connects us. It makes us look at somebody else and say, wow, your journey might be not on the surface, and I can respect you. I can respect what you have to go through. But we don't always do that, because that's not what we do on a whole.
Well, there's people that appear to have, everything, especially someone with money or fame or whatever, and they end up taking their life because they're not happy. And then you know.
Right, and that's so funny you say that, because that was one of the things I had said to my friend this morning is, it is not about the abundance of just wealth, but it seems like that will make things better. How many of us feel that way? Like, if we just had a little bit of extra money, things would be easeful. And I don't really care who you are. I mean, for most of us, regular people, I'm going to say regular, that's the truth. We all believe that. We all believe that. So my lack and my disconnection from abundance happened, as a kid. I believed that I wasn't smart. That was the story that I told myself. And I'm pretty sure I've told the story before, but part of it that I didn't tell was how it continued. And so when I graduated high school, this was a big moment, because I hadn't done well in school, and finally I graduated. So this was like, you did it, you're out, woohoo! And I went on to beauty school. It took me a couple months to decide what I was going to do, and I signed up for beauty school, and I was really excited about it. And I loved it at first. I had such a great time, and it was fun. It was something I always was interested in. And then we decided we were going to get married, my husband and I. So we started planning the wedding, and all this stuff happened, and big life things happened, and I, got married, moved out of the house, and then decided I don't want to go to beauty school because I'm tired. I don't want to get up. I don't want to go. And it was getting a little bit hard, because I didn't know at the time that first I was dyslexic. So we were studying color at the time, and you have to be really on with color. It kind of is a science, and this was not something that I was good at. So it was challenging me, and I didn't even want to look at it. I didn't even want to try, because I figured I would just fail, because I had the experience of trying really hard in high school, and then not getting good grades. Like, I would study and I would do really, write long papers, and I would only end up with a C. So I could never figure out what was wrong, what was the connection, what wasn't I doing right. So I didn't want to even go there. So I dropped out of beauty school. And this became a joke in the family. It was really big funny, beauty school dropout. And my mom's 50th birthday party, my dad had this really great party for her. And he had a whole scene, and we put up the skit together with my cousins and my grandfather, and we did it to the movie Grease, the sound musical. And we would dance, and we sang, pretend we were singing. Relax, Kathy, I didn't really sing. But my grandfather sang Beauty School Dropout to me. I sat in a chair, and he sang it to me. We have it on video. And it was hysterical. Everybody loved it. But it was also another moment for me of, I'm a failure. I'm not smart, and I'll never be able to have a career or high-paying job. I'm not that person. I'm not even sure I'm a good mom at that point. I'm not even sure I can teach my kids. How am I going to teach them? Because I don't know. I can't do math. I can't do the math they need to know how to do. So that was my lack. My lack. How could I be abundant when I was not feeling abundant? I would call that, that imposter syndrome, feeling a fraud in your own life, doubting who you are, right? Internalizing the fear of what other people will think about you, and then finding out the truth that you might be a loser. That's no fun, right? So those feelings inward are what comes back and are mirrored into your life. That's the sense of lack. It's painful. It's not fun. So how do we break that down? How do we begin to have a healthy foundation of our life and start to have abundance flowing? Well, that takes that time. It's that you work that we always talk about. Like a little broken record. We talk about the you work, about getting real, spending time journaling, meditating. So meditating with the angels, like that's the topic tonight, talking with the divine angels, God's angels, to help us clean up our life, to find out where we are, where we're stuck, and how we can transcend that. So the reason we say transcend instead of transform is we want to go through the pain. We want to experience it because it's supposed to teach us. Because if we just transform it, change it, it doesn't go away. That's the difference of our healing. That's the big aha moment for us. That make sense?
Makes complete sense.
So one of the things I shared in the Transcending Fear to Abundance workshop were a bunch of journal prompts. And journal prompts are so useful in helping us to maybe connect with a story or something going on in our life. It helps us to expand upon love or the lack thereof. So if you guys want to grab a pen and paper, I'll read a couple of them to you and you can work on them. And then I'll give you the link to go and watch that workshop. And you can do it anytime from now till November 11th, 11/11. At 11:11 p.m., that workshop is going bye-bye. So you have some time, but don't put it off. Don't procrastinate. All right, so one of the first things I give is a journal prompt is, what would you like to focus on? Basically, what do you want to shift? What is your goal? So remember, we've talked about intention and how important that is to set our intention, to have a goal of, I want to work through this. So where is the lack in your life? Not everybody's lack is the same. So what is yours? And so write that down. Get clear on that. Don't just enter the workshop, aimlessly. Head in with like a goal. And then what part of your life are you experiencing lack? So again, we're breaking it down. We're going to say what we're going to focus on, and then where is the lack in our life? What are we feeling is missing? Let me read. I'm not going to give you all of these. I'm going to just pick another one. Here's a good one. Do other people influence your decision making? So when you have to make a decision, do you turn internally and trust yourself, or do you have to talk it out? Do you listen to what others say? Do they interrupt you and tell you what to do instead of you finding that way to it? That's a good one. And here's another good one. Do you follow through with your own decisions? So when you make a choice, are you able to make that follow through, or do you procrastinate? Do you put it off? And here's the last one I'm going to give you. This is a good one. The idea of change causes you to blank. The idea of change causes you to. Those are good, right? I pulled a quote out of The Goddess You for you guys too. Let me stay there. From my book, The Goddess You, because I talk about healing, and I think it's very relevant to this transcending fear, because basically when we transcend something, we're going through healing. So we've talked about that healing being that one pain point is like an onion. So it's got several layers to it, right? Several layers. So the quote is, it's a very big concept to grasp. Why would you need to continue to heal the same block in different layers? It is because each time you are brought back to that block, you look at it from a new perspective. And each and every time you are shown a new level of healing that still needs to take place. So that's your conscious effort to be there to participate in that healing. Yeah. So another interesting thing that I've kind of taken notice of, people that have come to me, clients, friends, conversations that I've had, workshops, people that tend to have a really big sense of lack in their life tend to have lung issues. And the reason why, the lungs are very significant of grief. And grief is a form of fear of whatever it is. So maybe it's a fear of going forward, a fear of unworthiness, a fear of having feelings that you don't understand. So a long-term self-deflation, putting others kind of before your own needs, the lungs are speaking of grief. So if you have lung issues, if you have hard time breathing, this might be something you wanted to take a look at. This is not something new. I mean, you can read about lungs and grief on the internet. You can search it, but this is what the angels have shown me, is grief always stays on that chest area, and when we leave it unhealed, it becomes bigger and more tremendous. When we start to pay attention and understand, why am I unable to take this deep breath? Why do I feel uncomfortable? Why do I feel like a fish that's starving for her breath? I'm out of water. How do we fill that back up? How do we get into that energy of having that full lung experience, of being comfortable, of not having so much grief? So, of course, there are illnesses that go along with lungs, right, that cause those problems as well. So if we take a look at the longevity of how long we've lived this way and where asthma came in or where that trauma first came in, we can start to uncover how it began. Okay. That's what I have for you there. You guys are quiet tonight. Nobody's calling in. Nobody has any questions, comments, wanting any connection.
You threw that out there, and boom, we got a caller.
Hey, there you have it.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready.
Okay, here we go.
Hi, this is Jeannie. Who am I speaking with?
Hi, this is Leah.
Hi, Leah. How are you?
Good.
Good. Where are you calling from?
Massachusetts.
Thank you. How can I help you tonight?
I had called a little while ago when I was pregnant and was asking for messages, and now I've had the baby, so I was curious if there was any messages for me.
Sure. How did everything go for you? You were like 9 months pregnant, correct? You were like...
Yes, I was.
Yeah.
It went well.
Good. Beautiful. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Baby's healthy and you're doing well?
Yes.
I still get like a confusion around you. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay. What is that confusion for you?
I think it's because this Thursday I'm actually going back to work after my maternity leave, so I'm just trying to balance everything.
Okay. And are you unsure if that's what you're supposed to be doing?
I think I'm just unsure about the whole process in general.
Yeah. Yeah, it feels like it feels like everything is so new and that it's hard to make a good decision.
Yeah.
Okay. And how is your relationship?
It's a little rough right now. I think because we're both new to it, so.
Yeah. That's understandable. It's getting used to the whole flow of how everything is going to go.
Yeah.
I feel like you might be going, are you jumping the gun or going back too early?
I actually took an extra month off, but.
So how long have you had off?
3 months.
Okay.
I was going to be going back after 2 months. Maybe that has something to do with it.
Yeah, I'm glad that you took the extra month, but for some reason I feel like there's a little more time needed. I just feel like for the learning curve of it, I feel like for you to feel a little more confident in it, but I understand that I feel like that'll be a hard decision for you to make, to stay home.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And is your mom helping you?
Yeah, she's here every day.
Yep. That's funny. So I'm getting you have support and everything.
Yes.
But I also feel like you're a little tired, and just need to pick up on your nutrients. Are you still taking the prenatal vitamins?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, I feel like you might need a little extra B12, because it feels like, and I don't know how much is in the prenatals, because I feel like that's good that you're taking them, but I feel like you need a little bit more. Make sense?
Okay. Yes, it does.
Because I feel like you're a little tired. And not that you shouldn't be after having a baby, but I feel like it's more nutrient-based for you.
Okay.
Okay. But other than that, I feel like everything is good. Like, have you had depression in the past, Leah?
Not that I know of. I mean, I might have and not known.
So
I've
maybe
had
that word
anxiety.
is there it is. So maybe that is such a big word, depression. It doesn't fit with everybody, but it feels like you have lulls of energy.
Okay.
Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I feel like pay attention to that. Like your body's telling you it needs a little more nutrients when you get to that lull. The anxiety for me is more, it's a little complicated. It doesn't feel like, it feels like more depletion than necessarily anxiety.
Oh, okay.
Right? Does that make sense?
Yeah, that could, yeah.
Okay, so
Which
anxiety is
I
like...
would eat. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, you might need to eat some like more nutrients. Like, and I feel like you would do well to study a little bit about nutrition, like raw nutrition for yourself, and getting some superfoods in. And that would be like the pick me up that I feel like your body really needs, because you're sensitive to energy. So that energy that you feel, which is anxiety, you get like flushed and funny around other people, you're picking up energy.
Oh, okay.
You understand that?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So anxiety normally for people is when they live too far in the future and they're like always pre-planning and working on that. You tend to be more of an energy sensitive person, so your anxiety seems to be like social or related to outings and stuff like that, and picking up negative flow of energy. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Okay. So grounding work is really important for you, and it's great now you can do that with, not being pregnant. You can start to ground yourself. Taking that salt bath is a really great thing for you because it'll clear your aura and balance you so you feel back in your body, and that's something you should do every day, either a salt scrub in the shower or taking a bath.
Okay.
That one step, they said, is going to start to make all the difference and help you make that connection between that energy so you can start to feel better.
Oh, great. Thank you.
You're most welcome. I hope this was helpful for you.
Yes, it was. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, Leah. Thank you for calling in, honey.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Bye, honey.
Bye.
That was a great call and very, very good information about the anxiety. And I think a lot of our listeners have the same type of anxiety, which we confuse is not the typical anxiety, which is when we live so far in the future and we can't stay in our body. We're really affected by other people's energy and things that are going on around us. And then we become shaky and disassociated with our soul self, disassociated with what's real. So I love the salt bath and the salt shower. It changes up everything. Really, really amazing. Powerful. Hey, Casey, you want to do the wellness tip?
Absolutely.
I know it's a little early, but I feel like it's a good one. Well, I like really like it, and it's been coming up in conversation with a lot of my clients, and actually one of them came today. This is really cool. So this lady came. I met her a couple of years ago at this hotel my husband and I had gone to for our anniversary, and she worked in the spa. And it ended up that she was, I was seeing her for a spa treatment, but I ended up reading her during this experience. Her mother would not let me be. And I normally don't read people like that. I'm a little bit shy, but her mom just was like, you have to tell my daughter. You have to talk to my daughter. So I did. And I hadn't heard from her. We had like one email afterwards, and then that was it. And that was like 2 years ago. So anyway, she had booked a session, and she came in today, and I looked at her. I'm like, we've met, right? And she said, yes, we met. You had come to the spa, and my mom came through, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. So anyway, she was the third person that came in that had the same type of energy, where we were talking about that no sugar diet, the wellness of being on that Candida cleanse. And the reason for a lot of people, and there are three different experiences, was the connection to the illness that person had. So the Candida, the overgrowth of yeast, was wreaking havoc on her system, which was making the disease, the other thing, I don't want to say disease, but it was more of an immune issue, making it bigger than what it needed to be. So this can happen when we have Lyme disease, when we have cancer, when we have autoimmune issues, when we have overgrowth of fungus, when we have high stress. We can become, very high in yeast. And so that's what the Candida diet is. It's a cleanse. It's to remove those microorganisms that become overgrowth, causing a variety of issues. So the yeast overgrowth, what does it look like? So, most women don't understand what happens when they have a yeast infection, but it can also happen in rashes. It can happen in, we can have that outward skin rashes. We can become really energy slumped. We can get UTIs all the time. We can start breaking out in our mouth and get cold sores. Sinus issues and ear issues are a big sign of Candida overgrowth. So any type of condition that doesn't go away with your sinuses and seems to keep coming back, and that's a cue in that Candida is overgrowing in your body. Constant ear itching or earaches, ear infections, another sign. Intestinal discomfort, leaky gut syndrome, constant peeing in your stomach. It can be that it could be yeast overgrowth. Of course, you need to see your medical doctor for that. Brain fog is a really common sign of yeast overgrowth. Hormone imbalances, things that send us, in a disarray, causes all kinds of wreaking havoc on our hormones. Chronic Lyme disease is another sign that there's a Candida overgrowth. So if we're suffering from a chronic condition, any type of chronic condition, whether it's Lyme, autoimmune, something like cancer, even like if we're breaking out in cysts, then we probably have an yeast overgrowth. And of course, the biggest one is that fatigue, feeling really exhausted all the time. So the goal is with a Candida diet is that we starve the yeast. We starve that microorganism out so it begins to have that die-off. And that die-off will make us feel a little worse in the beginning because they'll try to get us to eat more because they're craving, right? They're craving the sugar. That's how they live. So our moods can be affected as well. But when we remove the refined sugars, the carbohydrates, the processed meats and cheeses and dairy, we give our body a break in order to regenerate itself. And our bodies can heal. They can heal themselves. Our body can heal from any disease if we help it to do so. So a great Candida cleanse is really important. There's a couple of websites that are great for this. The CandidaDiet.com is a really great one. Lots of information. They actually have the diet. You can print it out. And they also recommend the antifungals that go along with, getting rid of that yeast. So going the antifungal route, do you go prescription or do you go non-prescription? For me, it would be a non-prescription way that I would go. I would probably go in a natural way of like using aged garlic. That's a really great antifungal. And at the same time is feeding our body those nutrients that it's not getting or has been starved away so we can start to build back up our immune system. So we give good bacteria, number one, so a probiotic, a refrigerated probiotic to give back the healthy bacteria, which will help keep that yeast down, those organisms down. And then we add vital nutrients and trace minerals through things like seaweeds and other superfoods, spirulina, so that our gut can begin to absorb and we start to feel better. Raw cacao, all the things that we talk about on the show, bee pollen, foods that we don't get in our regular everyday, and they begin to fill us up and we feel better, like our moods are lifted. So if you're suffering from any of those issues, chronic fatigue, chronic issues, take a look at that Candida diet. See if that will work for you. Talk to your healthcare practitioner. Maybe visit a naturopath and get some help in order to clear that up. Yes, there you have it. There's the wellness tip, guys. Yes. All right, so what do we have coming up? What do we have coming up? Soulful Saturday, and we've just changed this up. This is really exciting because now we've changed it up because there is a little stuff going on in the back of our minds about, do we charge, do we not charge, how much do we want to offer people, what's happening. So we revamped it. We had a meeting last night. I didn't get home till almost 9 o'clock last night. It was a crazy day. So what we've decided is we put everything on the table and we decided, let's bring everybody to 346 Main, which is the building we're in, and give them the experience of what it means to have a holistic business, what it means to maybe be an outsider and come in and understand what we're doing there, what the mission is, and what are the people in our building and in our businesses offering. So we're doing the Soulful Experience as an open house. So you can come, you can join a meditation, you can talk to the practitioners, you can visit our new liquid chocolate shop that Sue is opening, which is right in our building. Liquid chocolate, did I say that again? Liquid chocolate, it's delicious. And these are elixirs that are filled with superfoods, that are filled with high nutrient foods, exactly what I was talking about, feeding your body. I also have the opportunity of having a light vegan lunch. Some things will be available, for free, and then there will be also purchased items as well. So overall, the day is just an open house. You can come and stay from 10 to 5 and enjoy all of the free things that we're going to offer, the complimentary things, and the practitioners will be there to answer any questions and to guide you and help you and answer, maybe direct you to the right practitioner for you or to a healing that you might not have known about. So it's going to be a fun time. So that's November 10th and 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. And I'm going to offer a little meditation to heaven. I'm going to offer that at the end of the day. So it's going to be great. Come see where I work. Come check it out. Come meet my peeps. Love to have you. So tickets are available on In Spirit Healing Studio. We're asking that you do buy a ticket. Well, you don't buy them. They're free. Just to get the ticket. So that way we have a head count for the food, and we're also going to be pulling a door prize. So if you get that ticket, not purchase, but if you get your ticket, you'll be entered into our door prize for free. And you're going to be away, Casey. You're not going to be here for that, so you don't get to come.
I'm going to miss out. I'm going to be out in Iowa.
Yeah. I know. You're going with the grandbaby.
That's right.
So I have some other events coming up. The Green Granary in New Milford is hosting a Conversations with Heaven, and that's on November 2nd. That's going to be a lot of fun. You can get tickets on In Spirit Healing Studio. Then I have the Angels Don't Lie, our first tour. Yep, Angels Don't Lie. We're going on tour with a Conversations with Heaven, and we're going to be at East Line Theater in Long Island, New York. The town I'm not even remembering, but it's the East Line Theater in Long Island. And the tickets and all the information are on the In Spirit's website. So that's November the 14th. We're so excited. We're going on the road. And I'd love to come to a theater near you. If you have friends, if you have a group that you want to get together and you know where we can go, give us a call. We'd love to hear from you. We'd love to get that together. A couple other Conversations with Heaven coming up at In Spirit. One is on 11/24, which is right after Thanksgiving. This is a great time when families in town. If you'd like to get together, come join us for that one. I have a workshop on December 1st, which is called How to Connect to Spirit. So it's using your own intuitive gifts and understanding what they are and how you can connect your specific way. So we're going to break it down, and you'll have an opportunity to practice. It'll be a lot of fun. That's what I have for you. Beautiful. All right, so 646-891-5252, because I just did the whole show. There it is. Bada bing, bada boom. What do you have, Casey?
I was doing a little thought about one of your questions here. The
Good.
The journal prompts back here. I forgot. One of the questions, I can't remember how you phrase it because I thought I wrote it down here, but something about what would you want to change, right? Or part of the thing you'd want to change. And, one of my things is that I always feel like I have to do everything myself.
Right.
Rather than getting someone to help or paying someone to do it. Right.
So what does that mean? Like everything with your business?
Business or yard or house or even sometimes at work, I feel like, that it's better done by myself or, especially around the house. Oh, I got to save money. I'm going to do it myself, type thing, or always looking for ways to figure out how to do it myself rather than looking for ways to draw an abundance to pay someone else to do it.
So maybe you can take a look at that and say, like, what will serve me? Like, I think you're right. Like, we want to be able to, if we can do it, we want to do it. Like, but if you can't manage it and it's too much time and you can't get to it, could you maybe process through how can I let that go so I can see if I can call in help, or, you know what I mean? Can you sit with it a little bit? Can you write that a little bit longer, or
meditate it, journal
pick the
it, right?
Yeah, like, because sometimes your time is more valuable than maybe saying just paying somebody to come in and rake those leaves and get them done for you. And then you're not going to hurt your back, and then you're not going to...
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so those prompts you're talking about, they, you have, if you sit and just really think about them, you can come up with some stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So you can take your time, you can go through that, and then, so let me tell you, the Transcending Fear workshop, I'm going to put the link in our Angels Don't Lie Facebook group so that you can go there and you can get to that page easily. You can click on the link. If you send me an email, if you haven't joined my email list and you still can't find the workshop, you can send me an email, jeannie@jeanniestreet.com. So again, that workshop will be available till November 11th at 11 p.m. And then it's going to go bye-bye. And why is that? That is because that Goddess membership is a sacred space that I hold for people that are ready to take it to the next level. So I hold that space and I hold them in my prayer and I give them all the love that I can give them to help them on their journey. And that's the goal, is that space is sacred. So when you're ready to make that commitment, it's there for you. Again, this was a dream, something that I had built because I wish I had somebody that held that sacred space for me. So I want to do that for you. I want to be that person for you. I want to be the light to say, hey, you can do this. You can breathe. You can allow love in, and I have your back. Amen. So I will pop that in the Angels Don't Lie group. If you guys aren't on there, come on and join us. Come on over. Oh, and I keep forgetting. I have to go on and add this on. But we're going to be doing another live show. Yay! I think people love the live experience. Don't you, Casey?
That was a great experience. And it was a full house.
It's a full house. So, I mean, I'm going to add this to the website now because I keep forgetting to do it. But I'd love to hear from you guys. Like, if that's something you really like, do you love it? Do you want to experience that? Do you want to come again? Because we love to do it. We love to do it. It's so much fun. December 10th is the Tuesday, right? Am I getting that date right?
Does that sound right?
Does it sound right?
I know we talked about it. Let's see here. December 11th. I knew it didn't sound quite right. It's the 11th. We talked about
it's December 11th?
Yeah, 11th is a Tuesday.
That's the Tuesday?
Yep.
All right, so I'm gonna add the tickets on. Again, I will send out that link so you guys can sign up. We'll only take 30 people, so you have to sign up ahead of time. And that's it. That's all I have for you tonight. So I'm going to a little bit early since I did the whole show, and we had one caller. I miss you guys. I don't know what's happening. Where is everybody? But I know what I know, because angels don't lie. I'm Jeannie Street, and I will see you next week. Same time, same channel. God bless.